How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review. This guy,
Brad
from
the Meatsmoke.
From the Meatsmoke, up in the house. We're doing a bit of beer review goodness today. We're 3 beers deep, and we figured we'd mix it up. We just went a little, went smoked milk porter. We went maple coffee stout. And now we're going to a golden ale. And you're like, wow, that's a really kind of bizarre kind of track you're going there with your beers. But this is a golden ale, a higher ABV golden ale, almost at 9%, that was aged in white wine barrels.
Yes.
Yeah, so little hoping, there should be a bit of tartness here, a bit of sour, a bit of wine going on. They're going to be a really good palate cleanser in between a couple of those beers. You don't care about all this shit, you just want me to talk about it. So let's dive into it.
I'm excited. Two breweries that I like.
Two breweries that I like. It's a Noda and it's a Night Shift collab. Noda I like. They don't really blow me away, but I'm going to say this. Since I picked up this beer, I had a couple Noda beers, newer Noda beers outside of their core brands, and they actually were really fucking good. So I'm really excited.
I think they're one of like the lesser known, well, not lesser known, but like less hyped beers out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
You get your Wicked Wheat, your Old Hickory.
Yeah.
Things along those lines, and I think Noda's just kind of creeping up, doing some good stuff.
But they've been there forever, which is kind of weird too. Yeah. So it's like, you know, it is what it is. And great name. It's called Stop, Collaborate, and Glisten. I mean, come on now. That's a great fucking name. As far as what else it says in the can, it says here, Noda Brewing, Night Shift Brewing, a collaboration with our good friends at Night Shift Brewing in Everett, Massachusetts. Sparkling golden ale fermented in wine barrels with Sauvignon Blanc grape, must, and a blend of wild yeast strains. So you're talking about a golden ale, wild yeast strains. Not sour, I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be funky to fuck. 8.9% alcohol by volume, and that be that. Label-wise, it's cool. You know, it's got the night shit owl on it. G'd up, you know, he's like G's up, hose down kind of thing going on in this motherfucker. A little gold
looking
chain.
like Rob Van Winkle.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he listens. You know, so that's what we got going on. Anyway, label-wise, like I said, it's cool. And it's funny. And it's sticky, but not in a hokey kind of way. It's just kind of like, okay, not taking itself too seriously, I guess you'd say. Which is a fun thing to do. You know, beer's a serious fucking game. This ain't a fucking game. You know?
There's a little DMX there.
No, that's a little Chappelle. But it's nice to see breweries not take shit overly too serious sometimes.
The color on that, I
think they're a bit too whatever.
That's golden.
Yeah, that is golden. Yeah, it's definitely golden. You know, thick, kind of turbid, almost like if you were to look at that from a distance, you'd be like, oh, which New England IPA is that? You know what I mean? It's got that kind of haziness going on in it.
And it's nice, like white head going on there. Nice fluffy.
Yeah, his is way creamier than mine. Mine's a bit more rocky, but it's receding pretty damn fast. It looks like it's going to have decent legs on it, but I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Hazy to fuck. Very, very, very subtle, slow carbonation kind of going on in there. So yeah, I mean, you can see just brimming with golden deliciousness. So definitely wine going on. I can smell it from here.
Oh, that's grape juice.
Ooh,
grape juice.
But it's not as tart as I thought it would be.
No,
it is. It's tart, but it's not like super acidic tart.
You know, see, I'm not a big wine drinker, so I don't know like the ins and outs of what like Sauvignon Blanc should be. But there's a nice sweetness to it. You can definitely tell it's wine.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It almost smells like a white wine. I'm not a big wine guy. Typically white wines for me, the Sauvignon Blancs, even though some people might call them sweet, for me it's drying and not sweet at all, the opposite. And this almost smells like a way sweeter version of that.
I'm getting a little funk on it too. Like just a tad, like a little earthiness type of, you know, like nothing crazy. Like it's not a Brett like crazy funk style, but there's definitely a little earthiness to it, probably from the wine.
Yeah, it's like it's to me it is a bit bready to me, but like minimal kind of bread. It's like a super funky saison kind of thing going on, but the wine is so big. That's kind of combating all of that. It's kind of pushing all that down. Yeah. It smells really refreshing, like really bright, really clean.
And after a couple dark beers, it's a nice change of pace.
Let's dive into this. I think this is going to be good.
I like where that's at.
There's a ton of wine in there. And this is really
nice tart.
really kind of earthy, funky, like definite funky kind of fucking mouthfeel to it, especially after the finish. We were going into this, and one of the things I said doing these reviews, I'm like, oh man, I got this kind of weird heartburn thing going on. I haven't really had heartburn in a pretty long time. This is going to give me fucking heartburn right here. That's what I'm saying. This is straight up heartburn in a glass. Not in a negative way. I'm not knocking it. But this is the stuff. This is that acidity. It's not huge, but enough acid to kind of take me to the next level.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely... There's definitely tart and acid there. It's really nice.
Very... And they say... And that's the grape must. Is where I think a bulk of that flavor is coming from. Because the wine that I'm getting on there... is not necessarily wine to me. It's just like kind of crushed grape, almost like an apple mash. If you ever eaten or smelled like straight up apple mash before, it's kind of like the grape mash or the grape musk of that Sauvignon Blanc kind of thing going on there. So it's not so much the wine itself, it's that grapiness, leftover mustiness from the barrel itself. That's what I'm getting from it. And for me, that works because there's still a little bit of kind of green, grapey, yellow grapey kind of, you're actually eating grapes kind of vibe going on as opposed to straight up wininess.
Yeah, and I think it just has a really nice like balance of everything. Like you have some tartness, some earthiness, nice effervescent. You know, like, and I mean that's where Matt's going to get his heartburn from, the acidity and the effervescence of this beer. But yeah, I mean like for a golden ale, just right off the bat, most people like aren't really drinking golden ales, and if you are, they're usually like Belgian style. You know, like your funkier golden ales that come out of like candied, sugared, a little bit heavier, higher ABVs or ABV. But with this, it's just like it's crisp, it's clean. It's just fucking nice.
See, I'll take actually what you said and kind of like. I think that's what this is. I think this is someone made a Belgian golden ale, but without any kind of like sugar base to it at all, and added like it could be like it actually could be even multiple different kind of Brett strains. I think it's Brett C. I think it's some kind of like citrusy level kind of yeastiness because I think that's in there, but it's kind of getting lost in a little bit of the grapiness, but. Yeah, the spiciness of the yeast itself, it's not overly saison-y. It's not like a super pepperiness or like a barnyard funkiness or anything like that. It's just a generalized funk with a nice kind of dryness to it from the yeast itself. Then you get the sweetness from the grape must and the malt bill itself, and then you get that acidity from the wine portion of the show. I'm getting the ever slightest bit of oak, but the oak is kind of, or wood, I should say. I shouldn't say oak. There's like a woody kind of tannin thing there, but it's very, very, very small. That might actually be part of the dryness. I'm kind of thinking might be coming from the yeast. It could be either one of those.
Well, I mean, if they're using wine barrels, it would be oak.
Yeah.
But usually French oak for white wine.
But, yeah, this is actually probably, how do I say this? This might be the most refined beer I've ever had from a can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as far as what it is, you know what I mean, from the yeast that's used in the beer itself to the style of beer it is to the fact that it comes in, it's been aged in a wine barrel, and the amount of wine you're getting out of it. Absolutely the most highbrow of beers I've probably ever had from a can before, and that's pretty fucking cool. Probably up there with the best, if not the best, Night Shift and Noda beer I've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, like, Night Shift, I tend to go a little bit on their darker side, like a Wake, things like that. But yeah, it's well made. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's tasty. And they did a good job. And a lot of times, I mean, especially when it's like two breweries that you like, sometimes you're just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so many times you get into a brewery that you like and they do a collaboration and it's just like, you know, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it actually reminds me, if I'm seeing my mirror correctly, over your right shoulder, the OEC Zimitor.
Oh, okay. I think it's behind my head and I can't see it. Oh, no, I got it. Yeah, it's right
here.
there. Yeah.
That we had that. Like, that's similar. That I want to say that's the Kambushan grape one. But, like, similar style. Just nice wine.
But,
great,
yeah, barrel
style.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, and I said, I mean, different styles of beer. But, I mean, like, that
impact from the grapes and wine. Yeah. Fun.
So like you said, usually in a bottle, not in a 16-ounce can.
With some fucking ghetto ass wrap fucking ties to the name itself. You're not typically talking about a refined beer and Periwinkle or Van Winkle or whatever the fuck you want to. In the same fucking kind of breath, I guess you'd say. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better? I don't even know what to say. It's one of the better wine barrel aged beers I've had in a while. Yes, actually, it's probably up there. Might be number one. It just works for me personally that well.
Yeah, I mean, like the wine barrel beers, they're so hit or miss.
Yeah,
there's so many times that people they just think you can throw something into a barrel and it's going to make the beer better.
Yeah, I could
totally wrong.
I could see people, and Mika doesn't agree.
They agree,
and I could see certain people not thinking this is a great wine barrel aged beer because it does skew a bit sweet, and that's why I think I like it. And it's not overly dry, but I fucking dig it. Now, value and availability, no idea. Didn't buy it because it was given to me by Harry. Thank you very much, Harry. Other than that, let's just break it down and say if you like what we like this. If you like good fucking beer, if you like white wines, if you like golden ales, and you wanted to see what they kind of live like together. And I'll just repeat the beginning. If you like good beers, because that's what this is, a good beer, balanced well, with intense flavors balanced well, and a form and factor, and a great name, and the whole nine, to the point where, this is one of the better beers I've had in quite a while.
Yeah. I'd say, like, especially if you have this and you have somebody that's, like, dipping their toe in to the beer scene and they're a wine drinker.
Yeah.
Gateway beer.
Yeah, gateway beer. Gotta get them in there, baby. Get that gateway beer up in their piece. But yeah, absolutely delicious. Hats off to fucking Night Shift Noda for making this, because this is the shit that kind of gets my fucking nipples all hard and stuff. So I'm kind of pumped that I got to try it. And again, Harry, thank you very much for passing it my way. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't, or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Master Beers, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Untapped. You can check me out in all those 4 places. How about you?
Meatsmoke 451 on Instagram.
Owning Instagram. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying an interesting golden ale aged in wine barrels right now with rap references from the 80s and 90s. And hopefully we see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.